She wasn't the smartest kid in class. She wasn't the loudest. But when she saw her first computer, her eyes lit up. Others saw screens. She saw the future. Artificial intelligence. Machines that could think. It was love at first sight. But nobody believed in her. Not her classmates. Not her teachers. Not even her own family. You'll never make it, okay? Isn't for people like you. Staying in your lane. The words cut deep. But she didn't quit. At night, she studied by candlelight. When the internet was gone, she copied pages from books. Every failure became fueled. Until one day, Professor looked her in the eye and said, "Artificial intelligence is not for you." Those words broke her heart. She cried that night. She almost gave up. Almost. But then she remembered. All the nights alone. All the failures. All the fire inside her chest. And she swore, if the world said AI isn't for you, she'd master it until the world had no choice but to listen. She wouldn't just enter the field. She would own it. And this was just the beginning. She was done listening to them. Done with the laughs. Done the doubt. So she disappeared, not from the world, but into the shadows. While her classmates partied, she coded in silence. While her neighbors slept, she studied machine learning by candlelight, error after error, crash after crash. But she didn't stop. Her first program failed. Her second program failed. Her third worked. It was small, messy, but it worked. For the first time, machine listened to her commands. For the first time, she felt power. But the world still didn't care. When she applied for internships, they rejected her. When she submitted projects, they ignored her. When she asked for help, they laughed. But she didn't need their help. Came more. She was building something greater. Her nights became weeks. Weeks became months. Months became years. And slowly, the girl they dismissed was becoming unstoppable. But the world hadn't seen anything yet, because the shadows she worked in would soon light up the stage. Years of silence, years of rejection, years of doubt. But one night, everything changed. She was exhausted. Her eyes burned from staring at code. Her hands shook from too much coffee. She typed the final line, hit enter, and waited. The screen flickered. The program came alive for the first time. Her machine learned by itself. It wasn't perfect, but it was real. She had built an AI model that worked. Tears filled her eyes. Not because she proved herself right, but because she proved everyone else wrong. The next day, she posted her project online. At first, silence, then one comment. Then 10, then hundreds. Coders from around the world couldn't believe it. A girl they all ignored had created something powerful. Her inbox exploded with messages. Her name started spreading. What once was impossible was now undeniable. But the people around her, they still doubted. They whispered, probably just luck. She won't go far. And she smiled, because luck doesn't work night after night. Luck doesn't survive 1,000 failures. Luck doesn't build AI. She wasn't lucky. She was relentless. And soon, the whole world would know her name. Her name was no longer a secret. Her project had gone viral. And now, invitations began. First, a small workshop. Then, a bigger conference. Then, an international stage. The same girl who was told she didn't belong in AI was now being asked to teach it. She stood backstage, her heart racing. Crowds of faces, waiting, screens glowing, lights blinding. And then her name was called. She walked out. The same girl once laughed out of classrooms stood in front of thousands. She spoke with confidence, explaining algorithms, breaking down machine learning, teaching artificial intelligence, like she was born for it. The audience was stunned. Every doubt they had died in silence. By the end, the crowd erupted. Not just claps, not just cheers, but a standing ovation. She had arrived. Her voice reached far beyond that room. Videos of her talk spread online. Schools, governments, companies, all wanted her. The girl who was told AI isn't for you now held the microphone, and the world was listening. But this was only the beginning, because teaching on a stage was one thing. Teaching the entire world was next. Her voice didn't stay in one city. It didn't stay in one country. It spread across borders, across oceans, across the world. Schools in Africa invited her. Tech hubs in Asia wanted her. Universities in America begged for her lectures. Everywhere she went, crowds filled halls. Young faces looked up at her with hope. Adults, once skeptical, scribbled notes like students. The girl who studied AI in the shadows was now lighting up the globe. She launched online courses. Millions signed up. She built programs for kids in poor neighborhoods. She gave them laptops, resources, and hope. Every lesson she taught was more than just code. It was proof. Proof that AI was for everyone, not just the privileged, not just the chosen few. Her impact grew so large that even governments started calling. They wanted her to help design policies. They wanted her to shape the future of AI. And all the while, she never forgot. She remembered the whispers, the laughter, the professor who told her, AI is not for you. Now, the entire world listened to her words, and every time she taught, it was revenge, not through anger, but through success. She had turned doubt into fuel. She had turned pain into power. She had turned rejection into global respect.